Everyone's Tim, and I have an update for you on the figures. And I also have a brand new lens. This guy allows me to get 2 times closer, and I can focus in even closer if I want to, but I can't focus away. So everything in the background is going to be blurred when I use this lens, but everything I want to show you in detail will be nice and close and crisp. So, as I mentioned, all the figures were painted in black primer. And then for the gray area, I did a wash of this blue-gray pale. And then for the green areas, I did a wash of this pastel green. They ended up looking kind of like this right here, just the top part, a bit like that. This is the pastel green, but the gray on the bottom was very similar. And then for starters, let's just do the pants, the gray first. But actually, the top and the bottom, I did a wash of this bronze green across both of them, both colors as a first color. And my washes and or glaze, whatever you may call it, is a consistency of water, ultra matte AK varnish, and a little bit of retarder. And I mixed that together, and the consistency, when I get it right, kind of sort of looks like, I don't know if you ever used the AK Quick Gen, but it looks a little bit like that. Again, you gotta, as you're putting it on, watch how you're doing it. Make sure it doesn't pool in the areas you don't want it to pool. But in most cases, I do want it to pool, and it won't wash out the highlights, which I like. But it takes a lot of coats. But I actually did all 12 figures, or I should say 9 of the 12 mostly, because there's 3 that have winter camo, and I'm going to do those guys differently. These here, I'm going to do them a little differently. But I got all the other ones pretty much up to this stage right here. So what I do for gray, let's just start with the gray. As I mentioned, this first, and then the bronze green. And then I put on several coats of this field gray. And then I put on several coats of this black gray. And you ended up with that. And it's kind of different, and I'll show you. There's like a slight little green in the gray, and you probably can't see it, but if I put this guy up, you're going to. See the little difference there? So I did highlights on this one. But in doing them, I added a bit more gray, and it kind of like washed out the green, which I was a little disappointed in, but it still looks good. I mean, if I did them all like this, it would just be like, okay, yeah, cool. I'm going to leave this like this. I'm not going to change it. But these guys, I'm not going to do that same thing. I'm going to put the highlights in very delicately on the gray for sure, and try to keep that green tone going there, that gray, black, green color tone. I'm pretty sure you can see it, the difference. But I still like the way this came out. It's been a while since I painted a figure, so I almost had to remind myself how to do highlights. It's a bit tedious and delicate. 2 brushes. Maybe I'll talk about that a little bit too. One thing I noticed though is not every figure comes out consistent. I really like the way this one came out, and several of them look like this. And this one's kind of close, but as you can see, it's a little lighter across the top, right? And the spots where it's lighter is actually where there's going to be black straps. But there's some areas that are just a little too still bright for me. So I'm probably going to go over this again with the dark green, and I'll go over the green what I did there. And the same thing on the back. See how it's like a lot lighter than the one on the left. So you may have to do one figure a little bit more than the other. But for the green, it was primer black, pastel first, pastel green. And then, like I mentioned, this bronze green. And then I went over it a few times with this olive green. And then I used, where are you? This guy right here. This black green SS. All washes, and it created that look, which I think is just killer looking. I may do some highlights on the green. If I do, it's going to be fairly subtle maybe. I'm not 100% sure. But I'm trying to get these done quick. And I painted all 12 of the figures, but I didn't finish like this guy here. I started the camo, as I showed him earlier, but that's the base camo color right there. And then there's several that have winter smocks and uniforms on. So I'm going to do something different there, and I think I already said that. So I got through all of them, probably got them, pretty much to this stage in maybe 8 hours, maybe 6 hours. I really grinded yesterday, had a lot of free time, so I went at it, which was great because they're pretty far along. That makes me happy. What I'll do now is wash them down with some soapy dishwater. Dishwater.
Yeah, I'll wash them down with some soapy dishwater, and then the next thing I'll do is put them on the grill, cook them up, and get ready to eat, some little resin plastic figures.
No. Anyway, I will wash them with the clean soap. Dish soap is what I wanted to say.